want something unusual. Something totally different.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
This man's uncanny!
Herschell Gordon Lewis's Blood Feast is an important film in horror history as the first Gore movie. The genre in which Gordon Lewis would spend much of the rest of his career, and Blood Feast, with its messy killings of pretty girls, is the template for the Gordon Lewis formula, in that there isn't a whole lot else, but if you're looking for blood and bikinis, then you're sorted. Murders have been happening.
7 killings in 2 weeks.
And the police are baffled.
This looks like one of those long, hard ones.
At least the film doesn't take itself seriously. Body parts have been removed from the victims. Different each time.
This time it took the brains.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Fremont is planning a birthday party for her daughter and wants something exotic.
Have you ever had an Egyptian feast?
Fuad Ramses here has some ideas, and he doesn't seem suspicious at all.
It has not been served for 5,000 years.
Probably cold by now, but Mrs. Fremont is delighted because her daughter loves Egyptian history.
Well, that's a coincidence.
Think that's a coincidence? Her boyfriend is one of the detectives and also likes Egyptian history. Although maybe for different reasons.
The goddess was served by 20 beautiful young virgin girls.
He is a creepy boyfriend.
You know, on second thoughts, you might be safer with the killer than you are with me.
That should set the mood. Back to the store, and it turns out Ramses is more than a caterer.
Oh, my Ishtar.
In his back room, he worships the eternal department store mannequin, which seems surprised to see him. To resurrect Ishtar, he will serve a cannibal feast.
I do cater to unusual affairs.
If only one of the victims could give the police a clue.
She did have a name on a book club list.
Book club list? Wait a minute. What do you mean, book club list?
Why, she might as well belong to a death cult. Although there is a book doing the rounds that warrants a closer look. Not a film that does subtle. We now meet Connie Fremont, who would be looking forward to her birthday, but...
I was reading about all those murders, and it sort of takes all the joy out of everything.
Oh, everything happens to you. Her mother is more upbeat.
Anyway, the dinner party Saturday will take our minds off all this horrible killing.
Sooner or later, the cops need to find an actual clue.
Eat her! Eat her!
That almost sounds familiar.
I don't think he was really listening to that Egyptian lecture, but eventually he does make the connection.
Ishtar.
Which leads the cops to Ramses' lair.
These are the leftovers from the preparation for the Feast of Ishtar.
Wasteful. All this would have kept if he'd got it into some Tupperware. But
The feast of Ishtar is about to begin.
Gordon Ramses is already at the party, and all he needs to complete the ritual is the virgin sacrifice.
It is necessary, my dear, to lie outstretched on an altar.
Well, I've never cooked for myself before. We have a girl, so I suppose all this is normal.
Oh, Mr. Ramses, I must say the guests are getting...
Ramses flees, and the police give chase until... Why would you think a garbage truck is a safe place to hide? Well, that's that. Anyone got a pithy sign-off?
He died a fitting death. The garbage he was.
At which point, I assume they were running short, because...
Pete, how in the world did you figure this out anyway?
Well, Frank,
You're not Hercule Poirot, we don't need this explained. Just exit stage right with synchronised smoking.
let's go home, Frank.
I said this was an important film, and it is, but also a very bad one. The acting is awful.
Aren't you excited?
Yes, Mother, of course I am.
Like, really awful.
I can't remember.
And unless their swimming pool is tidal, they got a backing track from the sea. It does at least have a sense of humour.
Mrs. Fremont, I'm afraid this feast is evidence of murder.
Oh, dear. The guests will have to eat hamburgers for dinner tonight.
And it's the first of its kind, which is always special. But I don't think any budget should make a film this bad.
This is the worst yet.
And I'm not sure Gordon Lewis's movies ever got any better. Thanks for watching. To see more of our Herschell Gordon Lewis reviews, click here. What are your favourite scenes from The Godfather of Gore? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, the killer must have thought she was dead. It's a miracle she wasn't.
Well, she